So I'm going to start this interview. And I'm saying thank you again for joining me for this interview, sharing your experiences. You're Marie mentee and Bistra your mentor in our very first pilot generation of our Great Girls Meet Great Women cross-mentoring program with Zonta. And I'm just giving a short introduction in the very beginning because I think it's useful for everyone to know why are we doing this. It's not just about enjoying the company of other women and girls within the Zonta network. The goal is that we really try to help everyone who's joining the program to develop future attitude and future skills, connectedness, ideas, solutions for concrete professional as well as personal challenges. So until now, we involve more than 100 women, now pilot generation, which is a lot as mentors and mentees with really diverse cultural, social, and professional backgrounds and of different generations from all 6 continents. And the whole program is a learning journey, including a kickoff workshop, 2 milestone workshops, and a final workshop, including a Zonta certificate. So on our journey, Marie and Bistra, we have already had evidently the kickoff workshop and the first milestone workshop. And maybe we start with the first question that is around the kickoff. So how did you both kicked it off for your mentorship? What was helpful in the beginning? What did you do in the very beginning? Bistra, would you like to start?
First of all, I want to say something about me because it's I have experience in Zonta, maybe 15 years, and I'm a member of Zonta Club Sofia. It's part of Area 05, District 30, Zonta International, and it was the first club in Bulgaria, which established, founded in 1995, and we now 27 years, our club. I was the past president of Zonta Club Sofia and past area director of District 30 in Area 05 in District 30. And currently, I'm a District 30 United Nations and Advocacy Committee representative. And in a professional way, I'm the consultant for education and establishing Bulgaria British School with GCSE and A-level, language center, and consultancy company. And I like to work with young people and for them. That's why when you announce your program, starting from the beginning, I decided that I want to be a mentor. And when I entered the hall in Hamburg, it was very, very emotional because I saw a lot of women, Zontians, and young people. And when I sit, because we have places, and when I sit in my place, nearby was Maria. And it was so emotional, yes. And straight away, I like her because she is so charming and so smiling very well. And we start to talk in the beginning. And it was very, very good because we know each other. We share very, very good, experience from our life and how I show her how I began to be a Zontian, how it happened with me. And then she introduced herself, and straight away we decide to work together. We don't we don't have any choice because we like each other. Yes.
Thank you, Bistra. Marie, would you also like to introduce yourself in a nutshell and then help me understand how you kicked off the mentorship from your perspective?
Of course. Thank you, Bistra. So I'm Marie and I'm 21 years old and I'm currently the president of the Golden Z Club Hildesheim City. So it's Area 7 District 27. And yes, so I'm a grateful member of the Zonta District since 2018 I guess. Yes.
Oh,
So comparing to Bistra, I'm very new. And I'm currently living in Hanover and studying medicine. And when I first met Bistra at the International Convention in Hamburg, I was very fascinated by her life and inspired. So by everything she already achieved. So she had so much to tell me about. And yeah, and also her work with Santa and the whole cybermobbing project. We will also talk about that. Was very inspiring to see that she actually did something, and she was also not only talking about it but telling me the whole time that I can do that too. So that was the first meeting, and I was already so hyped to do the same or something that's comparing to this. Yes.
this is so beautiful what you're saying, because it's also kind of between the generations, that you transfer something from one Zonta generation and into the next. I really like that. So when you started, we were talking at the kickoff about goals for your mentorship. And I'm really curious if you want to share it, if you give me some insights into your goals. So what are goals that you're working on in your mentorship? And I'm pretty sure that you will enrich yourself mutually. You've already enriched yourself mutually probably. What are your goals, professional-wise, as well as on a more private or personal level? Marie, would you like to start this time?
So the goals with the project we started together were that we want to share experiences, and that Bistra wanted to tell me about her project and what she did with that in Bulgaria. And she already told me a lot of about this in Hamburg. And then we decided to meet online and discuss how we can bring this project maybe to Germany or something. So we started that. And I think we're going to talk about it a little bit more. So my personal view, also the private perspective maybe, Bistra introduced my Golden Z Club to her project and offered us her help and support, starting a similar project in Germany. And it was very helpful that we met her in several video conferences and listened to her experience and goals with that project, so that we got an overview and perspective of how we are going to start it here. And I think what makes it very special, her mentorship, is that she lets us have ideas and build up the project on our own, but also supports us. So yeah, maybe we are working with our own workflow and she's always there for advice.
Wow, so you're really working on a concrete project. Wow.
Yes.
This is special. Bistra, now you have to tell us what it's all about.
Yeah, it was interesting because when we talked with Maria, I told her, one thing is to talk, but the other thing is to react and to have action. And I like to do that. I like to give opportunity to young people to train themselves through practice. That's why straight away I introduced to her our project in Bulgaria and our area in Area 05. We established one very important project, Zonta Say No to Cyber Violence Against Women and Children. And in Bulgaria, we train about 500 volunteers, and they work with 2,000 young people. And it's very, very good project. That's why we established this project on the national level. We work with the vice president of Bulgaria, and we work with the government institutions, and it is very, very important for every one of us. That's why I think when we talk with Maria that it's a very good day to start to work there. because we need, from one side, we need to know how they can do this in Germany, and we give them the way how we work in Bulgaria, our own practice, all materials, and all videos. And we have some educational programs, which we have our trainers, and they learn about that and they listen about that. And now they can translate the materials and they can go to the schools, and this is the next steps. But from another side, we want to learn what the German institution they're doing, how they establish the law there, and we have this experience for our country. Will be the say one project for both sides. It would be very important to have opportunity to do that, and I'm happy that we make maybe a few video sessions, and all the young people from her Golden Z Hildesheim, they was there, and it was the ladies from their club, Zontian club too, and yeah, it's very good work.
Yeah. Wow. So it's really from words to action, as you said before. I like that. And also to have this, and this is really unique. I haven't heard that from other diets, that you're really working on a concrete project. So it's
Absolutely.
really kind of an opportunity to learn on the job. And this comes along with learning about leadership. It's kind of a startup experience also. And then you learn about how do you do things in Bulgaria, how do you do things in Germany. So it's also kind of intercultural learning, management
Absolutely.
learning. That's really an interesting idea. And I really like this, because I think that maybe in the second or third generation, we could really also use the mentorships to innovate and to bring new ideas, not just into words, but also into action.
Absolutely.
So I like what you're doing. And how do you organize your meetings? You were talking about Zoom meetings, whatsoever, but between the two of you, how do you schedule your meetings? What is the frequency of your meetings? Maybe you could tell us more about that, Bistra.
Yeah, first of all, we talk on the phone with Maria.
Oh, on the phone.
Discuss what we can do. And then we prepare the plan. Then we prepare our presentation. And then we are organizing Zoom meetings. And because we have a big distance, but all these technologies, they help us. And with the Zoom meetings, yes, we make a presentation, we have questions, we discuss it, what the next steps, that's why. And why not for the future, we can organize a meeting between Bulgarian young people and them too. That's why it's a future. But now we're still working on Zoom.
Wow. Marie, anything that you want to add?
I want to add that Bistra and I are both very busy women. So I thought in the first place it would be very hard to find times where we both have time to meet and discuss things. So, but we managed it pretty well. So every time we wanted to meet, we actually did it in the same week or the same day. So I was very impressed by that. Maybe it's because we both really wanted to get started, and so I also like that we met with other members of my Golden Z, because I always talked about my relation to Bistra and her projects and everything, and I wanted them to get to know her as well, because she's a mentor to us all in that way. Yes.
Yeah, I think it's really interesting. You have this concrete project, and this gives meaning to your mentorship, more than I mean, not just having the relationship and mutual goals in the professional field, but this is so much more, because you have this concrete opportunity and this is meaningful. So this gives you motivation on both sides. This is really impressive.
It's very important when we have a goal to have, in the end, to have a result. That's why I always say it's in action. And when we're doing something, we're learning. I learn from them how they are very active, and they learn from me maybe the way how I present, how we're doing that. That's why I think a lot of things we learn from each other.
Yeah, yeah, so true, so true. So in your eyes, I mean, it's we started in June last year. Now it's March, it's February, a couple of months later. What would you say, both of you? What are the critical success factors for cross mentoring that we are doing right now? Marie, would you like to start?
So in my opinion, the most important success factor is that both sides pursue the same goal and are willing to work for it. So since day one, Bistra made very clear that she's highly interested in her project, Cyber Violence, expanding to Germany, and I was very fascinated by her ideas. So even though it was not the first thing I thought about, yeah, she really got me onto her boat. So, and then she kind of took me with her and showed me that I will be able to do something I didn't even think of before. So yeah, in this way, she very much inspired me.
Bistra, what would you say?
From my side, first of all, it's very important to have a trust each other, and then to communicate in a very good way. And when we are friends, because I didn't feel that she's so young, and I think that she didn't feel that I'm so old. It's correct, Maria? Yes, we are friends. That's why we communicate in a very easy way. And it's very important.
Yeah.
And we have one mission to make a word to be better word for young women, and word to be very, very open for the women. That's why we want to put one topic, very important, how we can be very secure in the internet space, because this is another pandemic. And I think this topic put us in one way to think, to be in action, and to work for this very, very important thing.
So you mentioned, I think, really, really relevant critical success factors. Trust
Absolutely
is really important. Communication, and that goes along with trust. I mean, the more you trust yourself and mutually, the easier you communicate with one another. And then you have this common goal, which is really, really meaningful. And I think you have mentioned three really relevant ingredients of a successful mentorship. And I feel like that the topic that you're tackling with your project is something that is really, really essential for the whole world, for the whole Zonta world. So maybe you could even we could even give you a little time at the next milestone workshop, because we will talk about the latest trends in the digital world. Maybe you can just talk about both of you shortly about this project, because it's so relevant. So anything where you would say came as a surprise to both of you, something where you said, Bistra, oh wow, that was to me a surprise, something that Marie said, did, whatsoever, and also the other way around. Any interesting surprises where you said, well, this is something that I hadn't expected, apart from the age. But then anything where you said, wow, this was a real surprise to me. Marie, would you like to start?
Yeah, I would say again that I was surprised by the amount of things she talks about in so less time, and the amount of things she achieved. So that was the main thing I recognized from her. When she sat down beside me, I thought, I've already met so many women, inspiring women who did so much. And the Santa Convention was overwhelming in every way. So I thought, yeah, another wow women. So she sat next to me, and then she started, yeah, I do this and this and this, and this is also my project, and I founded that school, and also I do this with the vice president and everything. And I was like, this is so inspiring. You're doing so much, and I want to do it when I'm a grown up, basically. So yeah, that was what surprised me, that I didn't expect that my mentor would be so, yeah, or would have so many experiences. Yes.
Bistra, from your side.
From my side, first of all, I told you that I like the young people. And when we met each other, and when I started to explain her that I'm helping Bulgarian students to study abroad, and when she told me that she studied medicine, I was, wow, this is very, very difficult subject. And I'm so proud of her, because to be a doctor, it's very important. And to have a young doctor is very important for all our society and our work. That's why she's a brilliant one, young lady. And I want to help her to find that it's not easy when you have some cows, it's not difficult if you have a cows, if you want to help the people, you can do everything what you want, because you can be very, very, how to say, concentrate and go step by step, and everything will be okay for you in the end. If you involve all the people, if you're in a good mood to do that, if you want to deliver your power to some house and project, it's happened. That's why I start to present what we are doing. It's not easy from the beginning. If you tell somebody, oh, we'll do this project and it will be this, but it's real when it's happened, it's, yeah, you can show that it's not so difficult. It's in an easy way. We can, when you involve all the people to be in one very important cause. That's right. Yeah.
It's really interesting to see how you inspire each other from your perspectives. I can really understand that, seeing and experiencing you. And what also what comes to my mind when I'm listening to you is that it's really about sustainable relationships. So this program
Yes.
is, I mean, it's a long-lasting program. It's a year-long program, so it's not just one meeting or one workshop. So you're really in a relationship, in a kind of long-lasting relationship, which is really precious. So slowly but surely we come to the end of the interview. Would you recommend the program to other Zontians? What would you say, Bistra?
Well, first of all, I like this program. I'm proud of that Zonta start to do that. And we can together put this program for all over the world, for all the areas, and especially go to the clubs. Because to have this program in the clubs is very important. All of our ladies who has very good experience, it's good to have to be a mentors and to take young people and to help them and to involve them and to support them, give them a motivation, show how Zonta work for the good world. And yeah, I think to go to the club is very important.
Thank you. Marie, what would you say?
Yes, I definitely would recommend it. The Zonta Network is already a great way to exchange with women of different cultures, with different experiences and in different ages. And this program makes the connection even more sustainable, as you already said. So I think there wasn't even one woman I met that had nothing to share or to talk about. So joining a program to meet more of them and get a personal mentor. And you're the only mentee, so it's a one-to-one relation. That was a very good decision, and I would definitely do that again.
Thank you, the two of you. Thank you. And I'm looking forward to seeing you at our next milestone workshop in March.